And so in the beginning, when you started to say, okay, no, I really would like to communicate on this kind of sober lifestyle, because I understood that for myself, it was already good. That's really a message that I would like to transport. I guess that you already received some kind of facing some challenges from the people, or maybe some skeptical people that were coming to you and saying, why? I don't get it. Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I think especially that first year, a lot of my drinking buddies were not very happy that I wasn't drinking. A lot of people said, if you're going to drink on February 1st, what's the point? And I didn't have an answer for them other than the fact that I had made a bet and I was going to stick to it. And because I didn't know what to expect, I didn't have a goal in mind. I wasn't trying to lose weight or necessarily sleep better, although those were benefits. I didn't lose any weight, but I did sleep better. That was a benefit that was huge. I think a lot of those skeptics ended up coming back to me a couple years later after my first book published and asking me for advice about, how to do a dry January. And I don't blame them. I'm not mad about it. I think at the time I was kind of annoyed that they weren't supportive, but I can understand that change is scary. And especially when you have somebody who you rely on for camaraderie and drinks, and suddenly they're telling you that's not happening, it can be a little bit of a shock. So unfortunately, we had some rough patches with some people, but in the end it worked out.
Yeah, and that's as well something that we notice. usually is that you always have to argue somehow to say, I don't want to take any alcohol drinks. You almost have to justify saying, okay, so I don't want it because of whatever the reason. And that's not something that you can have in this other direction. Talking about the discussion I had last week with Laura in the UK and everything, it was really something absolutely normal after the work, that you go to the pub and you take a beer. And it was the beginning, that was really the basic of the story. You start with a pub, a beer, colleagues, and that's it. Now you try to do it without any beer, or I would say alcohol-free beer. And that's as well something which can be working as well. So